What's up, you movie collecting maniacs, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and it is time for another Quickie movie haul, because I have more stuff to show off and very little room to display it, as you can see from behind me. But we're going to jump in and show some really cool stuff off. Some stuff I've had for a while now that I haven't had the chance to show off. And some stuff are brand spanking new that just came in the mail yesterday. But all really interesting and a whole bunch of fun stuff to showcase. So let's get it on. First up is the one that came in the mail yesterday. It's a movie I already own, so this is going to be an upgrade. But it's a new release, new transfer, apparently. And it's just a fun movie that I've always enjoyed. And yeah, it is Biozombie. And of course, it doesn't have the slipcover. I know some people are obsessed with those things, but this is from Vinegar Syndrome. This is one of their more recent releases, I guess. I guess this came out the last batch of new releases. But really awesome movie with a whole bunch of energy, style, and a lot of comedy in there as well. Just a really well-rounded and entertaining film. Definitely something to check out if you're interested in kind of Japanese cinema or just zombie movies in general. Then this one came out in, I believe, 2000 something. Oh, no, this is 90s, late 90s. Man, the lighting is horrible in here. 1998, I think it says. I think that's what it says. I'm not sure. It's so damn dark in here. But, yeah, late 90s. Just a crazy action zombie comedy. And if you're interested to kind of see more of my view on it, I did do a review on it a long time ago, so kind of search for that. But really cool looking release. Love the inside art because they kind of bring a lot of the poster art that I'm familiar with when I picked it up, and that my DVD copy had that. And just some cool art in general thrown in there. And just a neat release from Vinegar Syndrome. But I'm glad to have it upgraded in the collection, and love this cover art, and just a really cool release. So I'm looking forward to checking it out, because it's probably been since when it first came out in the late 90s that I watched it. Well, I watched it for the review when I reviewed it a few years ago, so definitely fun. Great to have it in the collection. Well, let's move it on to a movie that I don't know if I'm so fond of it over the years, but I want to give it a look because when I first in college started branching out and just kind of grabbing up every Italian horror flick I could find, I did end up watching this one. It's one of Mario Bava's later films. It could even be his last. And it was interesting, but it wasn't up to par that I thought like his other films were. But the movie I'm talking about is Shock. And different kind of cover for what the movie actually is like. That one I'm always used to seeing that cover there. But yeah, it's pretty much one of those kind of kids possessed kind of flicks that the Italians kind of threw out there all the time, trying to capitalize on a kind of Exorcist-esque, angle. Even though this one isn't really much a carbon copy as another one that's actually in this pile. But this one's, from what I remember, like I say, from what I remember, it's not very rememberable, but it has Daria Nicolodi, I can never say her name, Nicolodi, Dario Argento's ex-wife, and she's the main actress in it, kind of dealing with her child who's acting funny and weird. And yeah, like my mind is hazy from it, from trying to remember parts of it, because it is just a strange film in general. And like I said in the past, I wasn't really too fond of it, but I want to give it another watch. And I figured I'd pick up the Arrow release, because I can't even remember off the top of my head if I even own the DVD of this. So this could be the first time in the collection. Not really sure though. Really should keep a spreadsheet on what I have in the collection. But yep, nice to have it in there, and I'll be looking forward to checking that out and kind of giving it a second watch, and it will probably be for the almost like feeling like it's for the first time because it's been so damn long. Like I said, it was back in college that I watched this, so I'm gonna say like circa 2002, maybe. So a long time ago. But let's move it on to a movie I have not seen. It is a more modern film. I think it came out in the last couple of years, but it's one I've heard a lot about. People have recommended it, and it's kind of I don't want to say it's like the zombie craze, because like, it kind of never went away after it came back after the Dawn of the Dead remake. But this one is from Japan or China? I don't really know. But it says it's a Game of Thrones meets 28 Days Later. And the movie is Rampant. And it could be a South Korea. I think it's a South Korean film. Because the same people that made Train to Busan. But, yep, South Korea zombie film with samurais, like kind of medieval times there, era. And looks pretty cool. I'm not like a huge fan of kind of modern Asian cinema. I mean, there are some amazing stuff out there, but it's just something I don't really... It's almost too produced at this point. I liked it when it was in the 80s and 90s. It had kind of a raw edge to it. Everything's too sleek and clean, I guess. So, not that I don't enjoy that, but I'm just not drawn to it as much as grittier, grungier kind of films. But this one looks pretty interesting, and like I said, I heard a lot of recommendations on it, saying that it was pretty good. Just an interesting kind of concept in general, like in a feudal kind of Japan setting, like just time period kind of thing. So really a period piece zombie horror film. Sounds interesting, and heard nothing but good things, so looking forward to checking it out. But never owned it prior, and this will be the first time in the collection. So... interesting stuff. But let's move it on back to the Italians. Oh, those crazy Italians. And this is the one I was talking about with the kind of exorcism take. With the popularity of The Exorcist, the Italians went crazy with it, like they do with all their stuff in the 80s, to make their own version of it, to capitalize on that success. Like they've done with so many things, like with Rambo, Escape from New York, just any kind of post-apocalyptic stuff. I guess you could say the spaghetti western genre in general. But Beyond the Door is this one, and this is another one that I watched around college time, and just remember a lot of strange scenes in it, but a really great cast. Richard Johnson's in this, and I've always kind of been a huge fan of his ever since seeing him in Zombie, Lucio Fulci's Zombie, and he's also been a spy and a Euro spy. So check that. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's not Danger Route. It's I can't think of it off the top of my head, but yeah, he played like a James Bond spy as well in his career. But Beyond the Door, I believe he plays a priest, I want to say, that's there for an exorcism. But yeah, I'm going to definitely check this one out because it's been a long time. But yeah, most of these ones are Arrow Video, and there was a huge, I mean, it's still kind of there. You can still buy copies on Hamilton Books. These were all going for like $11 each, like Arrow releases. So I picked up a whole shitload of them. And yeah, definitely pick them up. Some have slipcase covers, some don't. But yeah, Beyond the Door. I did not own this one prior, so I know for a fact this was not in the collection. So first time in the collection, and welcome. Always great to have some Italian 80s horror films. No matter what they are, I will take them. And I just watched an Italian apocalyptic 80s movie, the new Barbarians. It's not the new Gladiators, because I keep getting those mixed up. New Barbarians. It is freaking fantastic. I could have sworn I owned it. I probably do own it somewhere on DVD, but I figured I would just pick up the Blu-ray, so that one's coming. And because I want to do a review on it, because it was so much damn fun. I was laughing. I was sick for my 3-day weekend from work, so I was in bed for 3 days just watching back to back to back to back to back movies, and ran across that one and absolutely loved it. I was laughing my ass off while in pain. But definitely it's on Amazon Prime, so if you want to check that one out, you have some time in your hands, definitely check out New Barbarians. So awesome. Also a Donald Pleasance movie. Shit, what the hell is it called? It's Freak Maker, but it's also called something else, and that's what's on Amazon Prime. I can't remember what the hell it was called. I know the alternate title is Freak Maker. It was so much damn fun. I wish there was a physical release of it, and I think it has a lot to base off of Freaks, the older movie, but with a bunch of different twists in it. It was a really awesome film, just really, really cool with crazy creature effects, strange characters. Definitely check that out. Why can't I think of the actual name of it? But Freak Maker is the alternate, so look it up that way. But let's move it on to something else, a different kind of freak. It's Adam Sandler with Happy Gilmore. I picked this one up because this is like one of the last Adam Sandler movies that I kind of really enjoyed. And a lot of great scenes, iconic moments in there, funny stuff, yada yada yada. I love all kinds of genres. So here is Happy Gilmore. Zippity-doo. I'm not going to waste too much time on it. This is more of a weird genre YouTube channel, so let's keep moving on. Next up is a movie I am ashamed to say I've never actually sat down and watched. It's a made-for-TV movie, I want to say. Came out in 1973, and it's been remade. Produced by Guillermo del Toro did a version of it, which was pretty decent film. It is Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and this is the Warner Archive Collection release of it. And I've heard great things. I know it's a classic, but I have not seen it officially. I might have seen it with friends a long time ago and kind of fell in and out of it because I was just not with it. But, yep. Looking forward to checking it out because, like I said, it's supposedly a classic. And it has little creature people that torment this lady. How can you go wrong? But, yep, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. And let's keep rolling to a movie that's like, I watched this one a long time ago with friends, one of our Monday movie nights, and it's outrageous. It's outrageous, but I don't even explain it. Movie is Shock 'Em Dead, and it's a rock and roll horror flick with a lot of comedy in there. I don't know if it's on purpose, but pretty much a nerdy guy, sells his soul to be a rock god, and all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening. There's all these weird, wacky characters. Tracy Lord shows up. Just fun, iconic scenes. And the music's actually pretty damn good. Some of the songs are almost, they're almost like satires of 80s rock. But they're hilarious and catchy at the same time. Just a fun film. Really fun, stupid, and great to watch with a group of friends. We had a blast with this one, and we still quote it to this day, and that was 5 or 6 years ago that we watched this one. But Shock 'Em Dead, hell yeah. Slasher Video put this out. I don't know anything about them, but the release was decent enough, so hell yeah, I recommend it. Pick it up, and it's not very expensive, so definitely check it out. But onto a movie that I watched while I was sick over the 3-day weekend. And what I watched a long time ago, I didn't know who the director was at the time, and I didn't really appreciate it too much. After watching it, I appreciated it a whole hell of a lot more, but there are still some parts in it where it just drags, and I was in pain at the end. The end chase scene goes on for so damn long. But the movie I'm talking about is Nightmare at Noon. And I know there's another movie out there that has a similar kind of flow and style to it, and story and premise, and that's Mutant, which I've reviewed, I believe, on the channel. But this one's by, I always forget this, I can't say his name, Nico Mastorakis. And I believe he's like a Greek filmmaker, but I love a lot of his stuff. And this one's cool. It's pretty much a town is isolated from the rest of the world. They get their water supply infected and makes the citizens that drink it go batshit crazy and just start killing people. And they're just kind of random strangers that all get together and try to fight back. Just really interesting stuff. Cool scenes, cool moments. Great kind of tension and atmosphere to it. But like I said, at the very end, it just kind of meanders, and then we are just like at this longest chase scene you have ever seen. The beginning, middle is fantastic. The end is tough for myself. I don't know if it affects you guys, but it was tough for me. It could have been because it was my 12th movie I watched, but Nightmare at Noon, fun stuff. I do think I own this on DVD somewhere, but upgrading it to Blu-ray and another Arrow pickup. So it's in that Arrow sale on Hamilton, so definitely check that out if you want to pick some stuff up for your collection. We got 2 more to go. This one is one that I actually reviewed on the channel rather recently, and it's a fun kind of B-movie jungle creature flick, I guess you could say. And just had a lot of cool weird elements to it. I absolutely loved it. It is Monster from Green Hell. And it's goofy, but fun, very entertaining, and totally unusual. But it's a black and white feature, really awesome. Like I said, definitely check out that review if you want to see more in-depth look on it. But first time in the collection, because I think it's the first time it's actually been ever released in physical format. But the Film Detective, the Film Detective put this one out, and they've been doing a lot of good releases on lesser known black and white 50s and 60s kind of films, and I've been really grabbing them up as soon as they've been released, because they really are some really cool cinematic oddities that have to be seen and are definitely entertaining. Like, you get your money's worth with these films. But this one is fun. Monster from Green Hell. And last but definitely not least is a release that I've been waiting for a long time. I've already checked out 3 of the 8 films on here, and I'm doing a review on one of them. But I don't even know what the actual title is for this thing. It's just Thrillers from the Vault, 8 films. And I don't know what kind of holds all these things together. They're all different styles of thrillers, horrors, dramas, and post-apocalyptic films. But really awesome stuff. Mill Creek put this little set out. There are 4 discs, I believe, on here, with 2 movies on each disc. The movies are, we got The Black Door. They got The Man They Could Not Hang. They got Before I Hang. I guess that's a double feature. The Man with 9 Lives. The Devil Commands. The Boogeyman Will Get You. The Return of the Vampire, and 5. Now, 5 is the one that I'm going to be reviewing soon. That's the post-apocalyptic one. Really amazing film, very classy, beautifully shot. Has a very morbid and somber tone throughout it, everything. It's really, really cool, well put together film. The Return of the Vampire was a really awesome movie that had a lot of the Dracula elements to it, but it was set during World War II, where there was constant bombings on London, and it's set in London. So it's kind of interesting kind of take on the Dracula story. And I don't know what the other ones were that I watched, but it's got a whole bunch of familiar faces in all these films, like Boris Karloff. It runs the gamut of a whole bunch of different actors, but really awesome set. I've been impressed with Mill Creek with their stuff as of late, especially Blu-rays. Seems like they really have their stuff together and just putting out really good transfers of films. So I definitely recommend this one. I've loved everything I've seen so far. And like I said, stay tuned and keep a lookout for that review on 5, because really awesome and special film that not a lot of people talk about. And I believe I watched it a long time ago. It was a really shitty copy, but I don't know if I was paying too much attention, because I really loved it this time around. But that is the whole shebang there with everything. A lot of different stuff in there. And yeah, like as always, there is just plenty more to come. It just never stops around here. and a few things coming in this week, and a few box sets that'll be coming out next month, and I guess down the road, who knows. I just saw a few things that were announced that I want to pick up, so we will see. But guys, that is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below because I love hearing from you guys. But until then, I will see you all the next time I'm in front of a camera talking about movies. Take care, stay out of trouble, and I will see you later. See ya!